Collectively, skateboarders have a lot of shared experiences, but none other is more vivid than someone in a passing vehicle yelling, "Do a kickflip!" You know what? We will do a kickflip. Today we're going to be taking a look at the gnarliest kickflips ever done in the history of skateboarding. Fantastic place to start is with kickflip El Toro. Now this was something that was speculated on for so long, ever since El Toro really became like a famous spot. It was that who's going to kickflip El Toro? Is it possible to kickflip El Toro? What's going to happen? And then finally, Dave Paczynski made our dreams a reality. Look at those shoes. Oh no. Hits his head, hat comes off, gets up, and he's ready to rock it again. Boom. I remember when this came out, I remember being like, oh my god, no way, like someone actually did it, like that's insane. I feel like I maybe didn't even know Dave Paczynski at the time either. It's like, whoa, unknown kickflips El Toro, like what the heck? What's crazy as well is I'm pretty sure he was on a 775, so he had those big shoes in 775. We can't talk about El Toro without mentioning Jaws. Now, of course, Jaws, Aaron Homoki was gonna make it into this montage, but he hits El Toro with a kickflip melon. This was quite a while after, if I remember, but it is still very epic. I guess it was second try, because that was the only other try I've seen. Boom. Breaks the board but rides away, no problem. That angle is sick. Let's go. But yeah, I don't know if we really want to count kickflip grabs in this montage, but Jaws has done a bunch of really high up kickflip melons. It's funny because Jaws, like, he literally does such higher stuff than anyone else. It kind of makes sense for him to be the one that starts doing kickflip grabs. Because it's really taking it to this kind of vert style of like, well, in vert you got a lot of time, you want to get that board right. So he actually does do the kickflip grabs. But that one is crazy. That's so high and far to clear, like, that's really buck. Next up, as far as I could find, this is the highest kickflip ever done by Jake Hayes at the Barracks. Now, Jake Hayes has some absolutely insane pop. I've been to some of the spots in real life that he has skated in his video pods, and I cannot believe how high he can pop. Boom, but there it is, 34-inch kickflip. Let me know if someone else has done a higher kickflip. As far as I can tell, this is it. We have this big kickflip by Nuge. Honestly, I don't know anything about this or even what video pod it was from, but I know it was definitely back in the day. But Nuge was the first guy to ollie El Toro, so shout out to him. This one's a little more out of the box. Jackson Pills, huge bump over fence. Like, what a random parking lot. Why do you have such a big fence and why do you have such a big bump? That was extremely sick. I do believe it won Trick of the Year 1 year. While we're on the bank to kickflips, we got this sick one by Jordan Hoffart. At this legendary rail as well. He skated up and over, which is so high up and insane. That was really sick. My only gripe with this is meant to be the gnarliest kickflips of all time. So if someone else hits the spot with a harder trick than a kickflip, it kind of discredits the list a little bit. But this spot did actually get other tricks done. He went back and got the frontside flip. Boom. I mean, I guess it is kind of the same as doing a kickflip. He's going so high and fast, like you might as well just hit a 180 in there. Colin Provost also did this, and I remember there being like a little bit of controversy, like who did it first. It's funny that one is bungee and one is motorbike. While we're talking about ramps, what about a kickflip into the mega ramp quarter pipe? Danny Way, down he goes. Shout out to Nigel from Braille for dropping in on this quarter pipe too. I believe it is 30 feet exactly. I would love to go there someday. Danny also did tray flip in, which is super sick, but then according to my policy, it does kind of take a little bit away from the kickflip. Next up, we got Nick Molino sending it in the streets. I don't know how many stairs this is, but it looks like a lot. What's interesting about this is like it's a little bit of a downhill landing. I wonder if this would actually be helpful or if this is just a hindrance. Because it's so gradual. I want to say it doesn't really make a difference, but that was sick. Can't forget Capital B in the boss, Andrew Reynolds. Kickflip down the Davis Gap in Sacramento. Beautifully done too. With the beanie on. I have stood at the top of this gap and I look at it and I say, wow, that's a big kickflip. Not to take anything away, Reynolds, but Jocelyn did do Trey as well, so we can't forget about that. But very nice, very sick. Now we take it to the car wash with Milton Martinez. There's kind of a lot of backstory here. Basically what happened is he always wanted to skate it, finally goes there, tries to do an ollie, and instantly just breaks his foot real bad. That's the end of that. Absolutely not what you want. A few years later, he heals up and does go back and do the ollie, which is such an insane mental battle. Like, absolutely shout out to him for that. I don't know if I could ever do that, especially if I broke my leg in such a gnarly way. In between this period, Dustin Dolan went to the car wash and tried to do kickflip. Honestly, he wasn't really getting that close, but he did kind of commit to a few, but then ended up getting smoked and didn't really make it happen. But then he wants to try the kickflip. He's kind of flicking him, getting sort of close, but it's really a do or die. It's like, you gotta land on it and do it, or you're gonna get broke off kind of thing. On this one, he gets super close, but just couldn't quite make it happen, and is like, we gotta come back. Goes back, way more mentally prepared, and is just gonna make it happen. There's kind of a crazy story with all the police and the pedestrians and stuff, because this is a super busy area. But like, he just made that look so effortless. Boom. It's a little bit of a different style of gnar than jumping down big sets of stairs, but this is definitely deserving of being on the list. I feel like this guy is super underrated. Enzo Catila, perfect giant kickflip, and that's all we get is just that random one angle. And I couldn't even find the good quality. That was the best quality I could find. Like, bro, he just catches it so nice. Oh my goodness. Like, what? The control is unmatched. Now we're getting into my absolute personal favorite. I've been a huge Sheckler fan my whole life. When I was a little kid, he was a slightly older, famous, rich skater little kid, and I loved looking up to him. And this was in his peak Crying Ryan MTV show era. And he just went out there and just kickflipped the biggest possible thing in the world. Like, I actually still can't really believe that he did this. And the run-up is so blind, like, only through the corner. And, like, high over the fence as well as down. Like, it's actually so insane. I really, really, really rate this one. I think this is so good. Boom. Yo, like, how did he do that? So powerful. What I love most about this is he had so many haters at the time. Some kids like, oh, he wasn't that high, I'm gonna jump down it. Jumps down it just for the meme, breaks both his ankles, and it's like, damn dude, it was pretty big, huh? Final one is Ryan's Decenzo's kickflip down this 9 flat 9. For all the mathematicians out there, that is 18 stairs with a big flat. This was his first ever attempt, doesn't even do ollie, just almost sticks it right away, which is absolutely insane. But yeah, the story for this was kind of funny too. Basically, Phelps watched him in an event that they had, and he goes, damn, this guy's got a good kickflip. Oh, I remember this double set back in the day. I'm gonna tell him to kickflip it, which is kind of random. But sometimes I feel like that's what skaters need to like really do something this gnarly, because like Decenzo's probably not going to just go do it himself, but if Phelps is saying, I know you can do it, you're going to get the cover, let's go and do it together, then like it kind of really lights a fire under you. So he didn't get the first day, goes back the second day, wasn't really feeling it, tries again, gets really close to the rail, and it like freaked him out. Imagine if he like lands on the rail, like that is too close. This bit is a little kink, and then this is even lower, and his body's literally there, like, yo, like, we can't be that close. Honestly, this is crazy that he can jump down this so many times, really. I mean, I guess he's sticking it, so like when you land on your wheels, it kind of dissipates the force a little bit more. It's really when you kick out that it kind of breaks your feet. But manages to get it done. Wow. Like, that's literally so crazy. Shout out to Decenzo. Honestly, I feel like Decenzo is one of the most underrated skaters of all time. That is it for this list of kickflips. If I missed a very notable gnarly kickflip, please let me know in the comments. I would love to apologize to you and hear about it. That's it. I like skate.